Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everybody. Today I'm Bu Novi Anggraini. I am a student of Magister Pendidikan Islam from Doctoral Program IAIN Surakarta. Here I want to present my result of research with the title Improving Students' Learning Interest and Reading Achievement through Jigsaw and the second grade students of M.Pd Negeri 3 Surakarta. This is one of the tasks given by the lecturer, Mr. Professor Dr. Haji Sujito M.Pd for the Advanced English subject. I choose this topic of the research because I have some consideration related with the issue that I choose for the research. First, there are many factors that can influence the students in learning process. It can be from the internal factor and external factor. I believe both of the factors will give a big influence for the students in studying, in their process of teaching and learning in the classroom. I believe that students are expected to be able to have a good ability in certain subject, and also English skills. One of the English skills that should be mastered well by the student is about reading comprehension. When the students are expected to be able to have a good reading comprehension, so they have to learn English influenced by certain factor, and one of the factor that can influence the student in teaching and learning process is the interest. Learning interest is one of the internal factors that can play important role in determining the learning outcomes. From many sources, we believe that when students will be success in their teaching and learning are influenced by their interest. And then why did I choose this subject, the student of the second grade of M.Pd Negeri 3 Kartasura as the subject of my research? Because there are some result of my pre-observation that I conducted before I did the research. First, I found that the students have problems with courage to ask the teacher and more comfortable if they ask their peers. So here I can see that the students here, if they have a problem related with their understanding in comprehending the text, they are not comfortable in asking their teacher, but they are more comfortable asking difficult thing or something that they don't understand to their friends. And then from the result of the pre-observation, I can see that the teacher also tried to motivate the students. One is by using the certain teaching technique to promote their students' interest while the teaching and learning process conducted by the teacher. In junior high school, especially, I see that the students' reading comprehension is very crucial thing to be mastered. There are many materials that are presented in the form of many texts. The student in junior high school, they have to learn a certain topic and also many kinds of text. They have to dealing with descriptive text, and then recount text, and then narrative text, procedure text. They learn all the text, all the topic of their subject in the form of text. So I think this is necessary for the students to have a good ability to comprehend the text. Based on the consideration and also the result of the pre-observation, here I, as the researcher, have want to know more about the technique of teaching jigsaw. Can jigsaw improve the students' interest and reading comprehension? That's the research problem of this research. For answering the question of the research, I choose many sources related with the variable that I use in this research. First is the literature review related with jigsaw. Jigsaw is a kind of technique in teaching under cooperative learning. Cooperative learning here believe that when the activities on the classroom not only focus on the students' academic priority but also their social life. By using cooperative learning, one characteristic of this method is to foster the positive independence by the teaching students to work and learning together in a small group setting. So cooperative learning, and then as the method and then the technique under the cooperative learning is jigsaw is usually they divide the student to work together in group. This is one of the characteristics of cooperative learning. It can be seen from the model of teaching using jigsaw technique, where the students will be divided into two groups. The first group called an expert group, and the second will be called as the team group. The technique of the teaching using jigsaw, when the teacher divide the students into expert group, it means that they will have for about in this research I divide the students into 5 groups, and one group consists of 7 students. They have to work together, they have to comprehend the text together, so they can work together with their first group, and after that they have to go to the next group to teach their to give understanding to the other group related with the topic they have discussed in the first group. Why is it important to have a good reading ability for in this research? Because from the reading, the student will have ability to recognize a visual form, associate the form with the sound and meaning in the past, and also the basic past experience, understand and interpret the meaning. There are many principles that reading usually conducted in the classroom, so the students will use the ability of understanding the text together with their friends in a group. Interest. When discussed about interest, I choose 3 references. The first from Crow and Crow, and the second one from Page, and the last one from the Maxwell. From Crow, we can see that he divides the interest may be used to refer to motivating force, which is cause individual to give attention to a person, thing. And the second one from Page states that the interest is freely choosing activity which hold the attention and its source of satisfaction and pleasure. And the last one I choose reference from Maxwell, said that interest is something that impels or motivates the learner to strive for a particular goal. From the three sources that I use in this research, it can be concluded that interest has a high important role in influencing learning activity, which include emotion, feeling, attention, satisfaction, motivation, and pleasure. So the personal positive of interest and attitude of each learner will increase the chance for success. The research methodology that I use in this research is classroom X research. It starts from the planning, observing, action, and reflection. And the subject of the research is the second grade students of SMP Negeri 3 Kartasura from the class C. And then the result of the research, first is jigsaw model will automatically force the students to be more active in acquiring the academic content without neglecting their social and human relation with other students unconsciously. The second result, that there is an interaction between teaching model and interest. It cannot be denied that teaching model which is used by the teacher in the class give a big influence for the success of teaching and learning process. The next result of this research is the teacher's goal in holding the classroom not only concerned with teaching academic content but also making the students develop their social and human relationship with others. That's all the presentation. That's all the result of the research that conducted. Thank you for the attention, and you can give me the question through the WhatsApp group. Thank you. I get 2 questions from the audience. First question comes from Bu Fitriah Nur Hidayati. She asked about why interest plays important role for the teaching and learning process. And the second question comes from Pak Suyanto. How did I construct the instrument? Okay, after you check my presentation, that why interest is important for students in teaching and learning process, because interest determines one success. Interest provides strong motivation to learn. So interest as one of the internal factors of the students in teaching and learning process, it believes that interest provide a strong motivation to learn. Jadi begitu ya Bu Fitri, terkait dengan why is it important interest for teaching and learning process, because interest provides strong motivation to learn. Interest is the major factors in any learning situation. It can be seen from certain theory from Abraham and also from the Maxwell. The second question is Pak Yanta, how did you construct the instrument? The data gained in this research come from questionnaire and also reading test. The questionnaire using Likert scale and analyzed by Likert scale, and the second one, the reading test, conducted in the form of objective test, and then we construct from the theory that we have in the second chapter, from the certain literatures that I use in the chapter 2. We make a conclusion, and then it comes to the operational definition and come to the blueprint of each item that used in the instrument. So the instrument here that I construct based on the theory that we have in the second chapter. Thank you. That's all the presentation, and thank you for the question from Bu Fitri and Pak Suyanto. This all about my presentation and the question that given to me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.